say Cassandra Jackson was angry and loud after court staff told her she missed a deadline for filing papers for a protection order. Then Magistrate Michael Bachman said, quote, she yelled at the top of her lungs and that it was so loud I couldn't hear a defense attorney questioning a witness on the stand. So Bachman says he got angry and charged out of his courtroom, pointing at Jackson as he pursued her down the hallway, telling the I-team that just can't be tolerated. Bachman jogged to catch up to Jackson near the elevators, telling the I-team, I think the video speaks for itself. He says he told her to return to his courtroom. On the way, she veered toward a side hallway, prompting Bachman to put his hand on the back of her shoulder, telling the I-team, I merely put my hand up to guide her. I didn't choke her or manhandle her. He kept his hand there on the back of her shoulder for 23 seconds, according to the video, until he moved her down into a seat in the jury box. Bachman and Jackson continued talking to each other. A minute later, deputies tried to take her into custody. She attempted to escape, then resisted the arrest. The judge sentenced her to 3 days in jail for contempt of court. She served 2 days. Bachman says on Monday afternoon, the court administrator told him he could, quote, resign or be terminated. He resigned.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again to hit you with a video. Now, this video right here comes out of Ohio by way of Hamilton County. Big shout out to everybody in Hamilton holding it down. All the people in C-Town, yes, I mean Cleveland, holding it down. Anyway, I know a lot of you all, especially in the Ohio area, have seen or heard about this video, but we have a magistrate, we have a judge who basically goes outside of his damn, how can I put this, his jurisdiction, if you will, all because the lady was in the hallway kind of talking loud. And you have to understand, a lot of times when you be at the courthouse, you don't want to be at the damn courthouse anyway. Some people do get emotional. Some people have a lot of baggage involved in this situation where they might be going to court for the same thing for months and week after week. You know how they're delayed or they're postponed, and you come into court for the same damn thing, no matter if it's a charge or if it's for domestic issues, like in this situation, all over a protective order, you know, for something so small to turn something so small into something so big. But how many of you ever been inside of a courtroom and you done seen these judges just completely act a ass? Yes, completely act a A-S-S, capital A as that. Now, I have seen in the courtroom also where a judge literally had somebody shut up their child because the child would not stop asking for some damn water or something. I think the child wanted, some juice in the cup. You know how they had the juice in the cup? The child wanted some juice, and the judge basically told the woman to leave or make the child hush. So the woman put her hand over the child's mouth, and the child started mumbling. That's when she got up and left. And then they started laughing about it. So I'm like, wow, you know, it's just a child. Let the child ask for the juice. But it's like he wanted his courtroom to be so damn quiet where you can hear a rat piss on cotton. We done seen these judges do all kinds of things, just like in this situation. Not only, you know what I'm saying, just say if she was being kind of loud, okay, she's there over a protective order, this and that. You have to understand that, you know, people is not going to be perfectly acting right or acting to your expectations. People going to act the way they want to act. Now, true, some do go overboard, some don't. But this case right here clearly didn't warrant that, because you could see from the video that the woman was basically outside talking. Now, she probably was talking a little loud, but not loud enough for this judge to leave out his chambers, out the courtroom, run down the damn hall, run down a flight of stairs, and run to the elevator just to catch up with this woman. And then what he did when he caught up with her was basically, it's kind of like he put her under arrest, if you know what I mean. Even though he said that he didn't put her under arrest. And let me explain that, because when he put his hand on her, he wasn't supposed to put his hand on her anyway. Number one, that's what you have police officers there for. And what crime did she commit if you was putting your hands on her? And then you arrest her for contempt of court later on when she was inside of the courtroom. I mean, did you get her back to the courtroom just to have her locked up? And it's a good thing that another judge that's seen this, you know, the presiding judge seen this and basically dropped the whole thing. And this judge ended up having to resign or get fired. And I like the options that they gave him. You can either resign or be terminated, because what you did was still way out of your jurisdiction, way out of your capacity. True, you're a judge. You know what I'm saying? We give you respect, Your Honor, inside your courtroom, but you cannot chase somebody down a hall, Put your hand on them. Guide them. He said he was literally guiding her. No, you wasn't. You had your hand on that woman's neck, right there on her shoulder, guiding her. Then when he went to solid down, like he solid down in the chair, then went back. That's not guiding somebody. That's you leading somebody to basically a damn slaughter. That's like if a pig run away from you and a pig trying to save his damn life. You come behind the damn pig, throw a rope around the damn pig, even though it may not be too tight. You see what I'm saying? You don't choke your dog when you walk your dog right in the morning. No, you give it a little space, but you still leading it, and you know exactly where you're taking it. So it's not like the woman was walking on her own thought. It's not like she was walking freely where she wanted to go, because I'm sure she tried to go somewhere else. And notice they say that she tried to veer it off, and that's when, you know what I'm saying, he kind of like grabbed her even harder. Like, wow, you know, you're not going to let this woman go. You're going to guide her all the way down from the damn elevator, all the way back up the hall, flight of steps, all the way into the courtroom, even when she tried to go the other way. But he said he wasn't guiding her. Yes, she was guiding her. I'm going to read a snippet from this story, and I'm going to give my opinion. Surely, as we go. Ohio magistrate resigns after video of him grabbing a distraught woman by the neck surfaces. And I'm so glad that it serves. I'm so glad that they put cameras everywhere, because these cameras can be used as a tool against most of them too, who want to assert their force, who want to overstep their boundary. Because you have to understand, you're no special, you're no different than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that with all due respect. We're all human. You feel what I'm saying? Just because you might throw on a uniform or a black robe does not give you more special privileges than me. I'm still a human being just like you are. You're going to live and die just like I am one day. You're no different. That's how I look at it. Now, a magistrate judge in Hamilton County, Ohio, is stepping down after a video of him chasing after a woman and grabbing her by the neck went public. And I'm so glad it went public. I mean, he basically chased her, and I ain't never seen this guy run that damn fast. You know what I'm saying? I never seen an old man run that fast. All because somebody was in the hallway getting loud, but that's trying to assert your authority. So all these other people in the courtroom, you know how to be, oh, that judge don't play. Y'all done heard this before, those who don't went to court before, or he don't play. Or they want people to fear them in that courtroom. You are no different than anybody else. And this proved that, because if you wasn't, you wouldn't be fired. This story wouldn't even exist. Now, former Hamilton County Common Pleas Court Magistrate Michael Bachman, just a common pleas court, just regular court. It's no felony court or anything like that. Nothing that serious. All over a protective order. And he ended up losing his job all because trying to show out. Said he was forced to resign after the bizarre courtroom incident. The news station reported it was either resign or be terminated, he said. And I like the options that they gave him, because you had no business chasing after this woman. You could have just let this woman go on by her merry way, and then when you come back to court, you sell her in the courtroom. But once she left out the courtroom, you had no business chasing down the hallway. If that's the case, why not just tell one of the police and state the crime that she committed? Why would you want her back in this courtroom? You feel me? That's all you had to do. Now, I think the video speaks for itself, Bachman told the station in his defense. He's still trying to plead his case, even though it shows him clearly running out the courtroom, running behind a woman, putting his hand on her, and basically leading her, guiding her, whatever you want to call it, back to the courtroom, to where she sat down at, and then he released her hand off of her. I mean, you don't think you did anything wrong? You just can't go around touching people like that, putting your hands on people. I didn't choke her or manhandle her. I merely put my hand up to guide her to the courtroom. Wow, no, you led her to the courtroom. You forced her to the courtroom, and as we was taught, we submit to authority. I mean, I'm not the only one that noticed and think this, so that's why she kind of submitted, even though she was trying to veer off to a different exit at first. And who wouldn't? Like, who are you to come out here and put your hand on me and guide me like I'm some damn 3-year-old that's in damn pre-K? Critics of the video thought otherwise. The drama unfolded September the 4th as Cassandra Jackson, 28 years old, was trying to file for a protection order, according to the Cincinnati Enquirer. Staffers told her that she missed the 8 a.m. deadline to do so, after which the young woman became visibly angry and began arguing with them like, wow, you can't make no exception. I mean, 8 a.m., that's kind of early, don't you think? Now, in the video, Jackson is seen storming from the courtroom into the hallway, after which Bachman rushes from his bench to go after her. He finally catches up with her near the elevators, but as they walk back to the courtroom together, Jackson tries fleeing down a side hall. Remember, I told you she tried to veer off a different hall. That's when the magistrate grabs her neck and then her shoulder, leading her back to the courtroom before sitting her down in the jury box. Like, Judge, you're acting way out of your capacity. Now, true, I know you think the courtroom is all yours and this and that. We give you honor, your honor, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, what are you doing out here in this capacity? I mean, what are you? You the judge, jury, and executioner? Surveillance video released last Wednesday showed Bachman pointing at Jackson from the bench before finding her in contempt of court for her disrespectful and disruptive behavior. So it's like he had basically some personal against her. Like, why do you have to make people's lives much harder than what it already is? Isn't life already hard enough without you trying to add charges to this bullshit I'm going through? I'm up here just trying to file a protection order. Maybe my life might be in danger. Maybe I'm not in the mood to play today. You know, maybe something is about to go down and I'm trying to prevent whatever it is going down and make sure I have some paperwork. And here you is up here chasing me down the hall. So forget how I feel. It's all about how you feel. In his contempt citation, the judge wrote that Jackson becoming belligerent and screaming loudly in the hallways. I wish there was sound with the video so you can hear how she yelled at the top of her lungs. Pause. Why didn't the police come out there and check her? I'm sure if anything that you all were not the only person in that courthouse. It's full of police. Why didn't somebody else come and chastise her if that's what you wanted? Why didn't somebody else come and check her in a more of adult term? Why would you take it upon yourself? Just like a lot of judges, I have seen them. They try to be Billy Badass or Miss Susie Badass and just take complete control over the whole courtroom and just talk to people like they're nothing. But let me remind you, the eyes of the people are up on you, in the Ranger also. So what I mean by that is that we're watching and that we know that you overstep your capacity, a lot of you all in a lot of cases, and that it's a good thing that we talk about this and put this on blast, because how would you feel if that was you? If you coming to just get a protective order, you don't have anything pending against you, you're not in trouble with the law, you're not running from the law, you're not doing anything illegal, selling drugs or whatnot. All you're doing is coming to the courthouse, trying to file for a protective order, and then you got to go through all this mess. Who wouldn't be mad? And then to have have the time in at 8 a.m. Like, damn, that's soon as some people get up at 7 or 6:30. It stops at 8 a.m. Why not make it 9 a.m. convenient for people? It's a reason why I think that they stop it at 8 a.m. when most of the courthouses don't even open till 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. Anyway, now he told the news station, I could not hear the defense attorney questioning a witness. And how many times have you been in the court or you done seen people interactions in the hallways of the courthouse? Most time the police or the judge would send the police out there. So it sounded like he took this very personal. It sounded like he was basically a show off, like they walk around like they got an S on their chest, like 50 Cent said. You done seen the type before. Not only was Jackson found in contempt of court, but was also sentenced to 3 days in jail. The 3-day sentence turned into 1 week. However, after Jackson resisted 2 deputies, Bachman had ordered to arrest her. Video shows the young woman struggling as multiple officers drag her to an elevator leading to a holding area. Like, we just gonna lock your ass up. I mean, is this the proper thing to do for somebody who's coming to court that's not in trouble, that's not on the run from the law, just coming here to file for a protective order? Do they have to be treated like this? And you wonder why we feel the way that we feel. Now, Jackson was eventually strapped to a restraining chair, according to the Cincinnati Enquirer. Now you're strapping the girl to the restraining chair, escalating the problem. Jackson wasn't locked up for too long, thanks to presiding Judge Kim Wilson Burke. And big shout out to Miss Judge Kim Wilson Burke, because we give props where props is due, at least I do on this channel. So big shout out to that judge. And not all judges are buttholes, assholes, if you will. You got some good ones out there, you got some good cops out there, and you got some bad cops out there. But at the same time, it's good somebody took notice of this, because this right here was a whole lawsuit. I mean, basically illegal detention, if you know what I mean. I mean, all kinds of charges and stuff. It's lucky that, you know, evidently this woman didn't pursue this even further, because I'm sure, just like they do on civilians, that they could have found a charge to throw up on the judge, if you will. Now, who freed her after 2 days. Burke ordered that the contempt charge and the remainder of Jackson's 10-day sentence be tossed out. As for Bachman, the former judge said he would have defended himself if he'd known the incident would be made public. Well, what you thought you was going to do? You thought you were just going to do this? So that goes to show you. Let me repeat myself for those who ain't understanding quite clearly. As for Bachman, the former judge said he would have defended himself if he'd known the incident would be made public. So just because you didn't know it was made public, you would have defended yourself. So you believe in doing things quietly, or you have done things in your courtroom history proves that you know, this is not your first time, because like you said, if you would have known it would have been public, you would have defended yourself. How can you defend yourself when you're wrong? You got out your damn chair, chased somebody down the hallway, put your hand on this woman, basically restrained this woman in a way, guided her back to the courtroom, sit her in the chair, then to add insult to injury, give her contempt of court because she was loud in the hallway. Try to lock her up. She tries to leave the courtroom. She ended up getting tied down to a chair, into a restraining chair. And then you act like you ain't do nothing wrong, but you said you would have defended yourself. I mean, no way, no way. Now, the judge says, I resign in order to save the court from further consternation. Bachman said of the ordeal, but had I known it was going to become public, I would have defended myself in the investigation. Don't worry about it. We got all the defense that we need right here. And there's no way that you could have reasoned and made this right, even though a lot of people try to. And that's why I say, if you're having a problem, push that record button, record it, because you never know. You never know. It may be your life at stake, or you may need some evidence, and you know people gonna twist the story, edit it out. But make sure you have some footage if you can. I know everybody's not able to record or whatnot these incidents that goes on, but it's a good thing that this courthouse showed this video and basically put this on blast, because this right here cannot be tolerated. I mean, it's bad enough that we have to deal with all these other issues, but to go to court and you're not in trouble with the law or nothing, you're going to file for a protective order, and then you end up becoming accosted and arrested and treated like less than an animal, you know, all because you got a little loud because you missed the deadline. If that's the case, let me know what you all think about this video. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely share the video with your family, friends, and people who in law enforcement who like to overstep their boundaries, and let them know it won't be long. It won't be long, because if you do people wrong, guess what? Sure as shit stinking, it does. Trust me. And if it don't, you need to go back and check yourself. But as sure as it does, if you go around treating people wrong and you overexerting your authority, trust me, what goes around comes back around. It's a certain thing called karma, and it does exist. And this is a classic case, because it's no telling. It's no telling how many times this judge done did this in the past and got away with it. Just like he said before I go. He said if he would known if it would have been made public, he would have prepared a defense. Too bad. Anyway, y'all stay blessed, stay woke. I'm out.